What's up guys, it is that Panda Guy and I'm here again with another video, and today we're going to be talking a bit about Genesis War rewards and Archipelago raid rewards, how they kind of changed up, because I thought this was a pretty significant video to kind of cover because I've heard mixed reactions, and I'm going to be honest, I actually think that the rewards being proportionally higher for Apex compared to Elite or something are it's a good feature to have, and I'll explain why. Don't instantly disagree with me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not in like the top 32 alliances, so it's not like it's really a bias of me getting better rewards and I'm like, oh, well, that's why it's better, you know? I'm planning to stay in Elite Warzone, but I do think that the rewards being better for higher brackets does make sense. And people are going to always, people are going to complain, right? And people are going to say, hey, it's the stronger getting stronger, right? And I can agree with that, but when you also think of it in a different light, if they didn't add these type of merit rewards, and I've already talked to two alliances, and I'm sure it's a lot more who did the same thing, because you can tell the average alliance is much bigger right now, I feel like, compared to normal. But a lot of the alliances, and some groups don't actually care about fighting, but a lot of groups are kind of going up there and they're taking up these top spots instead of smurfing down into smaller brackets with their whales and stuff, and kind of just abusing these smaller groups to get easier rewards and stuff. And that's what I think is the good side, because when you think about it, it's these guys either get better rewards in Apex, or they go into Elite Warzone, or they go into Fearless Warzone, and then they get generally proportional or generally kind of the same rewards, I guess, because it kind of scales up, obviously still in Apex for like War Meets War and stuff, and you get better rewards as you rank higher, but obviously it takes a lot more resources, you're fighting a lot harder opponents, so it's overall harder. So instead of them going into, let's say, Elite Warzone and just abusing the smaller groups and stuff for really easy rewards, they're more willing to kind of go into Apex. And I'm sure there's still going to be whales that kind of smurf in Elite, don't get me wrong, but it's going to probably be, I feel like, evened out. And this more so is going to be an Archipelago raid, because Genesis War, you can only get 32 alliances, obviously, in the top Apex Warzone. So there are still going to be kind of a few whale groups, I guess, or whales that are kind of obviously slipping into these smaller alliances. I mean, Ryle's a really strong group. They have insane whales. I know Russ, dude, has like at least 4 level 15, what is it? Tier 3 whatever's in the workshops. So overall, there's still going to be big whales kind of smurfing, but I do think that this kind of fixes a lot of the problems. And I think the same goes for Apex, for Archipelago raid, Apex Warzone, right? Because you have a lot more alliances that are also included, which is and I don't know where to find it at, but it's the top 100 alliances, right, that go into the Apex Warzone, meaning that a lot more alliances, a lot more heavyweight alliances, I guess you can say, right, are generally going to be kind of more willing to go in here. And obviously there's going to be some smaller groups that just kind of go in here just to get these rewards and are like, whatever, I don't care about kind of actually fighting. I just want the better rewards to kind of distribute to my members, and that's all good. But I do think that this kind of encourages higher bracket play, and a lot more of these bigger groups are going to be less willing to kind of cut down might and just smurf into smaller brackets, and they're going to be more willing to kind of go up into these higher brackets and fight out for those rewards. So overall, I actually personally think that, like I said, this is good for encouraging higher bracket play. People are obviously going to complain because they're going to be like, hey man, these rewards aren't amazing compared to that. And yeah, it's true, but like I said, it doesn't matter which kind of design they go with. It's still a strong team gets better rewards at the end of the day, right? Like they're a strong group or strong player is gonna just get better stuff. It just is how it is, and that's kind of the design of really any of these games. You can't really beat that. And that is like the biggest issue. I will say I do wish they kind of improved these rewards a little bit, like armament drops and stuff. This would be a little bit more encouraging for like progression, but this is like the first time I've told my team, hey, we're probably not going to throw this, because I want I want to be able to distribute better merit chests, etc., because these merit chests are kind of better than anything you're going to get from just getting a few kills. And that was one of the only reasons that we really threw, was like, hey, it's not going to be any fun in the last ring if we know we're going to get slaughtered. Why go in the last ring when we can just chill in ring 2, for instance, right? And we can get better fights since the rewards are so bad. And since merit chests are now a thing, it does encourage, one, progression throughout rings a lot more than it did previously, and two, like I said, higher bracket play. And I think this is one of the most this is one of the best things that they could have really done. Higher bracket play. Okay, you might disagree with me. You can tell me why you disagree, but I do think that this is a really good thing. I think it is good to kind of reward more to like whale groups because, well, one, you also got to understand more chests do make kind of more sense in whale groups because you can obviously see, for instance, Apex here, 155 members, ROK here, almost 180, SSI 160, right? And I'm sure it still kind of is the case. Full Alliance there, so 130 members. 91, so a little bit smaller for a group in that 160, right? And then you go down here and you got 101. Okay, well that's kind of generally high. 104. I guess a lot of these groups aren't. 91, but you see none of these alliances are really full or topped off here. Every alliance is around 100 or less members. 80, 82. 91. You get what I'm saying, guys? Like these are like a lot less kind of stacked alliances, meaning that you honestly don't need as many chests to give around because it's for example 100 player alliance, you know, if you get 20 chests to distribute between them, it's fair, right? 50 player alliance, if you're getting, let's say, 10 chests to distribute between your players, whatever the case, right? It makes a lot more sense because you have a lot less players kind of going into play. I feel like a lot of these alliances in an Apex Warzone, Elite Warzone, Fearless Warzone, it kind of downscales more and more as well. So you're getting a lot less players in a lot of these alliances because of like how the game's nature is and how people kind of downscale their alliances and stuff. So overall, I actually really like this. I think that even though you're getting less chests as well in like these smaller war zones, it does make sense. At least for the reasons I explained. I mean, you can agree to disagree. I just think that this is a good thing to kind of encourage kind of bigger fights and like and less smurfing in smaller brackets. I think that's one of the most instrumental things here. And you also got to recognize that given I just stumbled on my words. I don't even know what I was about to say. But kind of given the history of the game and stuff, just with how I've ready Smurfs, I think this is really necessary. Otherwise, it'll get worse and worse, especially with the recent updates. That's what I was about to say, especially with the recent updates on like improvements on like workshop and stuff. It's just gonna get worse and worse for like a kind of gap between like the average player, and I think there being kind of an incentive for whales to stay in like G1 or G2. It's necessary, you know, and it's needed. So overall, I do approve of this update. I think the merit reward system is probably one of the best things they could have really introduced. But yeah, if you do disagree, feel free to drop a comment. I am always down to go a little bit back and forth with you, okay? I do appreciate you guys, though, for watching as always. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope I maybe gave you guys some food for thought, and I will see you guys in the next video, and that is about it. Peace out.